Hello friends, in previous video we have studied the working principle of the single phase induction motor, in which we have seen that the single phase induction motor is not inherently a self-starting motor. That means it requires some external mean in order to start. So we have already seen that there are two theories which explain the operation of single phase induction motor. One is double field revolving theory. So in this video, we are going to study about the double field revolving theory. Now what is happening in case of double field revolving theory? So this theory of single phase induction motor will state that whenever there is a pulsating magnetic field produced in the single phase induction motor, this magnetic field can be resolved into two magnetic components, or we can say they can be resolved into two rotating magnetic fields. Now we have already seen that whenever we give the single phase supply to the single phase induction motor, a pulsating magnetic field is produced. By meaning of pulsating magnetic field is that the field tries to build up in one direction, then it falls to zero, and then it again builds up in the negative direction or the opposite direction. This means that the magnitude of both the fields is equal and opposite and they cancel out each other. So here we are going to resolve these pulsating magnetic fields into two rotating magnetic fields. Now these two rotating magnetic field will have equal magnitude, but they are going to rotate in the opposite direction. As a result, our induction motor will obviously respond to these two opposite direction rotating equal magnitude fields in the different way. So what is happening here? Whatever net torque is developed on the motor, it will be equal to the addition of the torque which is due to each of the two magnetic field. That is, the net torque that will be developed on the motor will be equal to torque produced due to forward rotating magnetic field plus torque produced due to backward rotating magnetic field. These will be the two fields which will be rotating in the opposite direction, but they will have the equal magnitude. So let us see how can we derive the equation for this. So the equation for an alternating magnetic field whose axis is fixed in the space is obviously given by B alpha is equal to beta max sine omega t cos alpha. Let it be equation number 1, where the beta max is nothing but maximum value of the sinusoidally distributed air gap flux density, which is produced by properly distributed stator winding which carries an alternating current of frequency which is given by omega, and alpha is nothing but the displacement angle which is measured from the axis of the stator winding. So this is our pulsating magnetic field. You can see here pulsating magnetic field is building up in one direction, then it becomes zero, and it becomes again starts to build up in the reverse direction. Now we know that in trigonometry there is an equation or the relation between sine A cos B, which is given by sine A cos B is equal to 1/2 sine A minus B plus 1/2 sine A plus B. If we try to resolve this equation 1, that is B alpha is equal to beta max sine omega t cos alpha, here we can see that we have two terms, that is sine A cos B. So here our sine omega t is nothing but sine A, whereas cos alpha is nothing but cos B. So here omega t is A, whereas alpha is B. So let us try to represent this equation in terms of sine A cos B. So let's see what do we get. So we know that sine A cos B is equal to 1/2 sine A minus B plus 1/2 sine A plus B. So equation 1 can be written as B alpha is equal to 1/2 beta max. So here beta max is nothing but it is a constant. So we have taken it out. So 1/2 beta max sine omega t minus alpha. Now remember A is nothing but omega t, whereas B is nothing but alpha. So we are going to resolve it in the same manner. So what do we get? B alpha is equal to 1/2 beta max sine bracket omega t minus alpha plus 1/2 beta max sine omega t plus alpha. Let it be equation number 2. Now here we can see we have two terms. First term, that is 1/2 beta max sine omega t minus alpha, and second term is 1 half beta max sin omega t plus alpha. So here this first term, it represents the equation of field which is revolving in the positive alpha direction. So it has the maximum value of 1 half beta max. Similarly, this second term over here, it expresses the equation of the revolving field which is in the negative alpha direction, and again it has the highest magnitude or amplitude that is equal to 1 half beta max. So if we see here, we got two separate fields. One is the field that is 1 half beta max and omega t minus alpha, which is revolving in the forward direction, that is a positive direction alpha, whereas we have another field that is 1 half beta max and omega t plus alpha, which is revolving in the negative alpha direction. But if we see properly, the magnitude or the amplitude of both the fields is same. That is 1 half beta max, 1 half beta max. So it is clearly understood that one pulsating magnetic field we have resolved into two components. One is having the positive alpha direction, one is having the negative alpha direction, but their magnitude is constant. That is 1 half beta max. So the field that is having the positive alpha direction, it is called as forward rotating magnetic field. And the field which is having the negative alpha direction, it is called as backward rotating magnetic field. Now, what is meaning of the forward rotating magnetic field? We have already seen that single phase induction motor does not start on its own. We have to have some external means. So when we rotate the rotor externally, whatever direction we are rotating it initially, that becomes our positive direction. So the positive direction is that direction in which the single phase motor is initially started. So it can also be seen that both this field, that is forward rotating magnetic field as well as backward rotating magnetic field, they will rotate at the synchronous speed, that is omega s is equal to 2 pi f, but they are rotating in the opposite direction because one is forward and another is backward. So we can say that 1 half beta max and omega t minus alpha is our forward field, whereas 1 half beta max and omega t plus alpha is our backward field. So from this we can conclude that our stationary pulsating magnetic field, which was produced when we give the single phase supply to the stator winding of single phase induction motor, that field is resolved into two components, that is forward rotating magnetic field and the backward rotating magnetic field. But both of these components or both of these fields are equal in magnitude. So their magnitude is 1 half beta max. They are both moving at the synchronous speed, that is omega s is equal to 2 pi f, but they are moving in the opposite direction and their frequency is also same as that of stationary magnetic field. So this theory, which is based on the resolution of an alternating field, and because of that it is getting resolved into two counter rotating field, that is forward rotating field and backward rotating field, is nothing but double field revolving theory of the single phase induction motor. So what does double field revolving theory states? One pulsating magnetic field that was stationary of the single phase induction motor is now resolved into two components. One component rotates in the forward direction and another component rotates in the backward direction. But magnitude of both the components is same. This is very important. Magnitude of both the fields, forward rotating field as well as backward rotating field, is same, that is 1 half beta max. So what can we say from this, or how do we determine the working of single phase induction motor? Now whenever rotor is stationary, at that time we call it as the standstill condition. So in this case, the induced voltages are always equal and opposite. Because of this, whatever two torques are produced, these two torques will also be equal and opposite, and our rotor has the net torque that is 0, so our motor does not rotate. So what can we call this as? A single phase induction motor which has a single stator winding, it does not have a starting torque because the net torque that is acting on the rotor is 0. So what can we say? That forward rotating magnetic field or forward rotating field will produce a forward rotating torque, whereas the backward rotating field will produce the backward rotating torque. but magnitude of both the torques will be same because magnitude of both the fields is same, that is 1/2 beta max, as we have already seen. As their magnitude is same but the direction is opposite to each other, whatever torque that is acting on the rotor, it will be zero because both the torques will cancel out each other. But if we rotate the rotor initially in one direction by use of external means or by auxiliary means, then what will happen? Suppose initially we are rotating the rotor in the forward direction. So in this case, the forward rotating torque will be more as compared to the backward rotating torque. So the motor will continue to rotate in the forward direction because there will be some net amount of forward torque exerted on the rotor. Similarly, if the rotor is initially rotated or we are rotating the rotor in the backward direction. So in this case, what will happen? The backward rotating torque will be greater as compared to forward rotating torque. So some amount of net torque will be induced on the rotor and rotor will continue to rotate in the backward direction. This is how we can change the direction of the rotation of the single phase induction motor. So what can we say that if the rotor is given an initial rotation by any external auxiliary means in either direction, that can be either forward direction or the backward direction, then whatever torque is produced due to the rotating field that is acting on the direction of the initial rotation, it can be either forward or backward, it will be more than the torque due to the other rotating field. So obviously net torque will be produced on the rotor and rotor will start to rotate. So the motor will develop a net positive torque in the same direction as the initial rotor, as the initial motion of the rotation. So the motor will therefore keep on rotating in the direction of the initial rotation. So we have to provide some external means by which the rotor can be initially rotated in one of the direction, either forward direction or the backward direction. In whichever direction we are initially rotating the rotor, the motor will continue to rotate in the same direction. So this is how we are explaining the double field revolving theory. So let us revise. Double field revolving theory states that the pulsating magnetic field which is exerted on the single phase induction motor, it can be resolved into two components. Those two components are forward rotating magnetic field and the backward rotating magnetic field. But the magnitude of both the components is same, that is 1/2 beta max. Because of this, what is happening? The torque which is produced by the forward rotating magnetic field will also have the equal magnitude as the torque that is produced by the backward rotating magnetic field. But as their magnetic fields are rotating opposite to each other, the torques will cancel out each other and whatever net torque will be exerted on the rotor will be zero and rotor will not rotate. But we have to rotate the rotor to start the motor. So what we will do? We have to use some external means by which the rotor can be rotated either in the forward direction or in the backward direction. So whatever is the initial direction of rotation of the rotor, the motor will continue to rotate in that direction because there will be some net torque exerted on the rotor. So this is how we can start single phase induction motor. Thank you.